Welcome back. This is going to be my new Marvel Spider Man 3 movie video. We have some videos of the set of them filming scenes, so we'll break it all down. There were also some reports of them filming in some new Spider-Man suits, so I'll try to explain that as well, because this also kind of connects back to what's happening with Wandavision and Doctor Strange 2. There's even some Avengers Easter eggs in this too, so if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. They're going to be filming the movie for a while, so there'll be a lot more footage that we'll see before we actually get a real legit trailer. We're doing a giveaway for Disney Plus memberships. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and just post all your biggest theories about Spider-Man 3 on the video. This is that set video that the Daily Mail just posted of Tom Holland filming his Peter Parker and Spider-Man scenes. So you notice in the video that the Daily Mail posted, the scenes are all taking place during the Christmas holiday, as you can see, so Spider-Man 3 confirmed to be a Christmas movie, just like Iron Man 3, even though technically Iron Man 3 was not released during the actual real-life Christmas holiday. I'm assuming that they always planned to do it this way for Spider-Man 3. Originally, it was actually going to be a summer movie. I don't know that they changed that just because they delayed the movie till Christmas. They might have always planned for it to be Christmas during the events of the movie, just because of the way the Marvel Phase 4 timeline is happening. And even though it's Christmas during this scene, it's hard to tell if the entire movie is going to take place during the Christmas holiday or if they're going to jump around in time like they've done during previous Spider-Man movies. Like when Mysterio is explaining his backstory during Far From Home, they flash back to a long time ago during the events of Captain America Civil War, so there might be events like that during the film. But these scenes are of Tom Holland as regular Peter Parker walking down the street. There weren't any street signs or intersections that people reported, so no idea which part of Manhattan this is. But he's walking down the street to go have coffee at the donut shop, the bakery that MJ and supposedly Ned Leeds are working at. And it's called, get it, Peter Pan Donut and Pastry Shop. Very apropos of Peter Parker. Someone reported that Ned Leeds was also working at the bake shop with MJ when he walked in to have coffee with him, but I didn't see him in any of the footage, so I couldn't tell if he was also wearing one of those bake shop uniforms like MJ is wearing. So he could have just also been meeting them there for coffee. MJ could be working there and going to school at the same time. If this is the Christmas holiday period, they'd be out of school anyway on break. And they were getting pretty close to graduation. They had to repeat their most recent year after the snap. That was the whole joke of the blip in Spider-Man Far From Home. But this could wind up being the middle of their senior year, and they could just do the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man thing where you see them doing regular jobs outside of school. During those movies, Mary Jane had all manner of odd jobs, but they did have the time jump in that first Tobey Spider-Man movie. But I'm not expecting any giant time jumps during Spider-Man 3 in that same way. Most of the MCU movies, with the exception of Avengers Endgame because of that 5-year time jump, don't have a ton of huge time jumps like the first Tobey film. Wandavision is currently the first Marvel Phase 4 project set after Spider-Man Far From Home forward in the timeline, moving things forward, and during episode 1, it was revealed that it's August 23rd, 2023. Even though they're doing that weird thing where they jump through the sitcom decades and it seems like time is moving in a really strange way, it's still set right after the events of Spider-Man Far From Home in August. So Spider-Man 3, taking place after that obviously, could be in December 2023 within the world of the MCU or 2024 at the latest. They did delay the release of the movie a little bit because of the virus delays, but it was always supposed to come out this year, so the timeline probably hasn't changed that much for Marvel Phase 4. The other big question that this scene with Peter Parker raises is that he's walking around in broad daylight as Peter Parker after getting doxxed by Mysterio. So if he's doing this and he isn't being bum rushed by a bunch of New York City cops trying to tackle him in the street, it implies that it's after they fix the Mysterio problem and clear his name. There's no way of knowing when that happens during the movie, but there's some other Easter eggs that they spotted in separate scenes that I'll talk about in a second that reference the quote-unquote Save Spidey movement, so that is a thing during the actual plot of the film. But something tells me that the Mysterio, the doxing, clearing his name won't be the biggest part of the movie. Most of the attention will probably be on all the Sinister Six stuff. It seems like they're setting up in the background the Spider-Verse, the Multiverse Easter eggs, like what's going on with Dr. Octopus and Electro, what's going on with the Doctor Strange subplot. The other Mysterio Easter eggs, the Save Spidey Easter eggs, Avengers Infinity War Snap Easter eggs, you see all over this message board with the posters. Some of this also seems like it ties in with what's happening on WandaVision and what's going to be happening during Doctor Strange 2, because Doctor Strange 2 is coming out right after Spider-Man 3, and he's going to be a big character during Spider-Man 3. So you see these Avengers Infinity War references on the board. This one says, "We remember," with the snapped person disappearing on it. Another picture says the snap cannot something. It's covered up a little bit. Then there's the conspiracy theory poster for Mysterio saying, "I believe." That might have something to do with his larger story that he told about the multiverse, the elementals, being a warrior from another planet. There's a poster that says "Citizens to Defend Spidey," which seems like a direct response to Mysterio's fake video. Like, some people probably believe it's fake from the start, and some believe it's true. So Spider-Man seems like he has his own fan club developing already. And I just posted a video about Charlie Cox and Daredevil during Spider-Man 3 because there were all the reports that he had just finished filming scenes on the movie. And I know a lot of people are hoping that he winds up helping Spider-Man as a lawyer, so this Citizens to Defend Spidey could have something to do with that as well. There's a whole bunch of missing persons posters all over this, like missing children, something about someone missing their babies. This kind of seems like it's both a reference to Avengers Endgame and the snap, and the Wandavision stuff with her new twin children from the comics, Wiccan and Speed. During the first couple of episodes of WandaVision, I believe it was during WandaVision episode 2, they kept chanting, "For the children." They were putting on this special play in the neighborhood, the special magic act for the children, quote unquote, even though there were almost no children in the neighborhood until Wanda got pregnant. Like, why are we doing all this for the children if there are no children inside this weird alternate dimension?
Those little boys and girls are counting on us. All of this is for the children.
For the children.
There are a lot of theories that people have about what's going on with that children's subplot Mephisto, because he was such a big part of that in the comics. I'll talk about that during my WandaVision videos. Without more episodes of WandaVision and more Easter eggs, it's kind of hard to tell how this connects to that. But the director of WandaVision said that he was working with the director of Spider-Man 3, John Watts, because WandaVision is supposed to help set up Spider-Man 3 in addition to Doctor Strange 2. Probably through the Spider-Verse multiverse subplot, because that seems like one of the things that all three of these productions have in common, the multiverse story arc that they're setting up in WandaVision for Marvel Phase 4. The other scenes that we got to look at were of Tom Holland filming scenes in his Spider-Man costumes, and it was him in the now old Spider-Man Far From Home Steve Ditko looking suit on the street. Fans that were at the set claimed that they were filming in multiple different Spider-Man suits for these scenes, but it's hard to tell if that's because Peter Parker upgrades the Steve Ditko suit or changes it somehow, or if the other suit looked different just because it was designed to be used differently when they were filming certain types of scenes, and really it's just the exact same suit. I think one of the easiest predictions that you can make about this movie is that he will get a new version of the Spider-Man suit somehow during the film. It's a staple of all superhero movies that there's always a new costume in sequels, and if you're someone like Iron Man, you get multiple new suits in your sequel movies. It's just one of the easy slam dunk ways they use to boost toy sales, by writing those extra suits into the story. Like, oh, I gotta buy another toy now. But so far, I haven't seen any reports about what this newest suit might wind up being. I think we're all assuming it'll be a little closer to classic Spider-Man, because the whole arc of his Spider-Man character during these new Marvel movies is that he's becoming his own man, making his own suits. So wouldn't the next version of the suit be a much more classic version of the homemade suit? What's going to be happening this week, though, is we'll get WandaVision Episode 3. My video for that will post on Friday. I'm expecting to see more of them explaining what's actually going on and more of this multiverse plot. So we'll get some more clues about what might actually be going on with the multiverse during Marvel Phase 4. There were also some more reports about characters showing up during Thor 4 Love and Thunder, so I might do a new Thor video this week as well. But everyone post all your theories about what's going on during Spider-Man 3 in the comments below, just based on all this new footage. They'll be filming the movie all the way up to March, so hopefully we'll get some more reports about what's actually going on and some of the stuff that they're doing. Congratulations, Dexter Thielhelm, you're the giveaway winner for my last big Spider-Man video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your contact details. Everyone click here for that Spider-Man 3 Daredevil video, and click here for my full WandaVision Episode 1 and Episode 2 videos. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.